Welcome to Ray's Garage, I'm Ray Cornelia. Today's video is on this ZTFab Welding and Plasma Cart. Stay tuned for the story behind this bad boy. So at last year's Summer Bash 2016, I was running around handing out raffle prizes, checking out some of the events, you know, here and there. There was all kinds of commotion going on. Dale Derry was down below announcing raffle winners, doing interviews. Tom Zelickman was doing his podcast live feed to the world. You know, 300 plus people walking around, just a whole bunch of stuff going on. And my daughter came running up to me, "Dad, you won, Dad, you won." I was like, "I won what?" She's like, "You won the cart." I was like, "The cart?" She goes, "Yeah, they want you down there." I was up at the shop helping Stan out with something. So I walked down to where Dale and Tom were, and there's a gentleman standing there with this cart. And he shakes my hand and says, "Congratulations, you won the ZTFab Welding Cart." And I'm checking this thing out. I'm like, man, this thing's badass. So anyway, I got some still pictures and a little video clip of me receiving this prize. So check them out.
Right here's good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy it. Beautiful, beautiful piece of work, man. Pink for your daughter. Maybe it'll get powder coated in pink.
It has to be pink.
Hey Ray, you're turning that lobster on top there.
Oh, good. It'll be brown tonight. Thanks, brother. Load it up.
Ray, did you win the cart?
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Who else needs a cart then?
It's gonna be fun riding down your driveway. Hell yeah. I'm gonna put one of the motors on it. 5-horse brakes. I think sweet. I'm gonna have to talk to Jim and put a Lincoln on it.
So I got to meet Paul in person. He's the one that actually built this cart. He owns a company called ZTFab, stands for Zero Tolerance Fabrication. And he's in the Southern California area. I was very fortunate to be the winner of this cart and to meet Paul in person, I gotta tell you. So anyway, you know, I was busy with the event, so I kind of just set the cart aside. And as the day went on, you know, the event started winding down and it started getting in the late afternoon and I was wiped out. So I took the cart and I just put it in Stan's shop and headed back to the hotel for the night. So the next morning, I head to Stan's bright and early to help him clean up and, you know, get the shop organized again and put things away. And I walk into the shop and there's the cart. So during the night, somehow my cart got vandalized. Check it out. So after discovering the vandalized cart, I quickly realized how and why this happened. So at the event before last year, at the 2015 Summer Bash, it was pretty late And me and Adam took a whole bunch of Adam stickers, and I think some of mine, yeah, some of mine and some others, and we put them everywhere, man, on all Stan's machines, his drawers, the walls, we put them everywhere. So this act of vandalism from these clowns is payback for what we did 2 years ago at the bash. So anyway, hey guys, remember, paybacks are a bitch. So anyway, I wanted to mention, when you purchase this cart from Paul, it comes as a kit. I received mine from Paul, tack welded together. It's a pretty stable cart, even just tack welded. I got the cart after the event. I brought the cart home, and during that time, my wife and I were getting our house ready to sell because we were building this house that we're in now. And I really didn't have time to mess with the cart or mess with anything at that time because we were starting to pack. So the cart got put in our pool house and basically just stored away while we were packing up. So in the meantime, during that time, I did some research because I didn't really know much about Paul or his business. And Paul's business is called ZTFab, Zero Tolerance Fabrication. And Paul's been a fabricator for over 15 years. He's also known in the welding community as MIG like a TIG. So I'm going to show you how he got this name. Check it out. So as you can see, Paul is one amazing fabricator and welder. He does some phenomenal work. I invite you to go over to his website and check out some of his products. He turns out some pretty nice stuff. I also wanted to mention that Jody over at Welding Tips and Tricks acquired one of these carts from Paul as well. And Jody has a really good video of him welding up his cart. I'll put the link for Jody's video below as well. Jody used silicon bronze welding rod, and he tigged it up with that and did a fantastic job. It's pretty. So check that out. I wanted to mention that since my cart is just tack welded, I by no means am anywhere near as good of a welder as Paul and Jody and some of you other folks out there turn out some really beautiful stuff. I can lay down a pretty decent bead, but that's about the extent of it. I plan on TIG welding this cart up. I'm not going to video it. Maybe I'll some clips and I'll show the finished product in the future in a future video. But I want to take my time and TIG it and do the best I can on it. This cart is really nice. So I have a couple video clips on the cart itself. I want to show you how well built this cart is. Paul did a fantastic job on the die dimpling, cutting out the pieces. Everything is just perfect. It's top notch, man. I did a little handheld video, so check that out. Going handheld here, guys. I'll try to keep it steady, but what I want to do is I want to go around this cart a little bit and show you what a fantastic product Paul puts out here. I'm not sure the gauge steel, I didn't measure it, but it is pretty heavy gauge steel. Cast iron with rubber coated wheels, Zerk fittings for greasing them. I will flip this over and give you some shots of the underneath, because Paul incorporates a 1/4 inch support plate for bottle strength, which runs all the way across to the other axle. Very well thought out. This is the bottle caddy, and of course it has the openings for your welding rod containers. Cord hangers. I'm going to be leaving the top part unwelded because I'm not sure which welder I'm going to end up with, and I may need to adjust that. They are just tacked on like the rest of it. Nice heavy duty front casters. The dimple dies are really nice. They're nice and deep. Perfectly formed. I mean, this is a top-notch deal here, guys. It's over the top, man. Paul did a fantastic job designing, building, and creating this cart. And as I said before, I will need to weld it all up. It's tack welded. It's still pretty darn stable for just being tack welded. Let me cut, and I'll give you some underneath shots. Okay, here's some undercarriage shots. I will be cleaning this up. Not sure if I'm going to paint it, powder coat it. Not sure yet. There's that 1/4 inch support plate that runs all across the bottom and up to the axles. Right there. Here's the back side of the dimple die. Perfectly formed. There's the underside of the heavy duty caster. He does have them screwed on. I don't know if you can see that. Nice heavy duty material throughout. Okay, here's the underside of that is the welder mount which is adjustable, of course, until it's welded. Here's the underside of the bottle carrier. My plans for this cart are, I don't have a newer style welder at this time. So I don't have a welder that would fit on the top of it, but what I do have is a Thermodynamics Cutmaster 50 plasma cutter. So I am going to put that on the bottom of this cart. It's really handy because the Cutmaster, has cords and torch and all that, so it's got the cable hangers on the cart, which it'll fit nicely on there. But the welders I do have, I plan on keeping, and I plan on talking to some people at the bash this year on possibly a multi-processor welder for this cart. Not sure where I'm going to go with it yet, but I do want to use the cart for a newer, more modern welder that gives me more flexibility, and hopefully it'll help me become a better welder. So anyway, I got a couple little video clips on that. Check that out. Currently, I have a Miller-Matic 185 MIG welder, and I also have a single wave 180 SD AC/DC TIG machine. I've had both these welders for a very long time. They do serve me very well. I have the casters and the rear wheels on these. So I don't plan on putting these on the ZTFab Welding Cart. But what I do plan on doing is starting looking for a new, modern, possibly multi-processor welder for the cart. And as I mentioned before, I will be putting my Thermal Dynamics Cutmaster 50 on the bottom of this cart. So I plan on talking to a few people at the bash this year on welders, and we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I invite you to go over and check out Paul's website and some of his products. He's a great guy, does some phenomenal work, man. I am very fortunate to be the winner of this cart and to have met Paul in person. I gotta tell you, man. So I'm gonna try to do it justice. I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint it, powder coat it, polish it, chrome it. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll look good when it's done though. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. In the meantime, get out in your shop, make something cool, and I'll see you next time.